having a wonderful day, making some really good trades, and yup, let's just get into it. And right now, just a quick announcement right before we get beginning. I don't think I'm going to be doing a live stream tonight. We're going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to upload this video, as I never really upload a video on Fridays. Usually we do a live stream, but I'm just going to be doing the Discord talk tonight because maybe extending a couple more hours inside the Discord, talking to members. I feel like that's really more valuable than, me sitting in front of you guys, talking, because we could do it. I could still do that. I still do the Discord live stream. I just get to talk to you guys, and that's what I really look forward to throughout the week. So hopefully, anyone that wants to talk to me or, wants me to do some analysis for them, come join the Discord. It's free. The link's in the description. And again, obviously, if you want to be Go members as well, you're more than welcome. We actually have new roles that are available as well. You guys can check those out. But yeah, links in the description, guys. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Finally got our drop towards the downside. As you guys can probably tell, the last couple of days, Bitcoin came all the way down to 21,800 the other day, and now we just tagged that $21,424 level beautifully to the tick here. As you guys can tell, it's the previous high right here. And again, I illustrated this many times. It was resistance. Now let's see if we can flip it as support. We did get a nice little bounce right here. RSI is very oversold right now on that 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. We have a very nice little bullish divergence forming right here. You guys can see the RSI is making higher highs and the price is making lower lows. And now we just tag this level right here, the bottom of the channel. On top of that, we got some strong resistance there. So let's see if we're gonna form a little bit of a double bottom here and then maybe bounce back up tomorrow. Again, I would expect that at the very least we probably come back to maybe 22,400, but who knows, this downtrend could very easily continue, keep going towards the downside. On Monday, if we get more volatility, I don't expect much price action on the weekend. Maybe we're gonna get some craziness like this that I drew. Maybe we're gonna pump back up to 22,500, 22,700, and then retest it as resistance, like a retrace back to the scene of the crime, and then continue our downtrend. But overall, I think I've mentioned it many times before that the charts are looking quite bearish. We had some strong green money flow, but let's see if we can flip this level of support. If this can't hold, then yeah, you're gonna start to you want to take some lower. You're gonna want to take some take a look at some lower levels, at some targets right here, like that $20,000 level that I've illustrated many times here. Let's take a look right here for Bitcoin on the I think it was the CME gap that I had drawn out. I'm not on the CME chart. Let me pull up the CME chart for you guys right here very quickly. I believe it's this one. Yeah. So we got a gap fill still right here, right around 19,995 or 20,000, call it whatever you want. But yeah, we still got a gap fill down there. Let's see if we're going to go recover it. But if we get down there, I expect the trend to continue, and we could potentially see 18,300 as significant amount of support. And if that doesn't hold, then we could potentially start to make new lows, and maybe we're going to take out the lows around 15,500. Maybe I'll draw another trend line right here for you guys as well. But yeah, overall, we still have a good amount of support coming in here. We kind of moonshotted towards the upside. Now the real test is going to be holding this level of support. Right now the S&P, you guys can take a look at. We came back down and retested this trend line as support. We actually bounced off of it today, but if we keep floating up towards the upside, if the CPI comes in lower than expected on Tuesday, then yeah, I expect the markets to keep floating up, Nasdaq to keep floating up, and Bitcoin to potentially rally back up to 28,000, 30,000. Who knows? The skies are the limits when the cryptos are pumping. As you guys can probably tell, the altcoins are going crazy in the last couple of days. But yeah, let's take a look at market cipher on Bitcoin. Again, pretty bearish numbers on the DBA. We still got some green money flow, 13 and -4, looking a little bit less bearish. Take a look at that 4-hour. We did get a nice green dot right here. We got one over here as well, but we started to show some red money flow. Then you got a trend reversal right here, or market trend reversal triangle on the 4-hour time frame, and look what happened. We started to roll over pretty significantly. But dual band strength index is looking pretty strong right now. Not a bad idea to take some profits on your shorts, or at least some of them. Up to you guys, depends on where you entered. Let's take a look at that weekly. It's probably looking a lot less bullish than it was before. Yeah, now we have a 6 and a 4, I think. I think it was a little bit more bullish, and on top of that, we got that trend reversal triangle on the weekly time frame. Could indicate that we could potentially start to, get more downside here, or the trend is going to stop. But a lot of people are comparing it to the 2019 run-up. When we came down all the way here, we chopped sideways for a few months, and then we had that moonshot up right here, which was basically essentially a 317% rally. And right now from the lows, we've only rallied about 57%. So people are comparing it to the run up of 2019, which would, if we're doing that, then it's going to bring us back to basically the previous all-time high, right around 63,000 here, or 62,000. But I'm pretty sure that won't happen. I don't think it's very likely with the current economic conditions. You guys can probably tell right here. I'll just bring down the graph for you. We had some numbers come out today for the Canadian economy, and we could see that the unemployment change actually came out significantly hotter than expected. 150,000 jobs added compared to the 15,000 expected. Kind of comes in like how the US job report came in as well, when they expected 193,000 and they got 517,000, but this one was just over the roof compared to what they were expecting, as it was a huge miss. It was 10 times more than what they expected, and on top of that, the unemployment rate fell by 0.1%. And while they expected it to increase, actually it didn't fall. It stayed at 5%. They expected it to increase by 0.1, but it was a miss by 0.1%. And then we got the U.S. preliminary consumer sentiment actually getting a little bit of strength here. Now we can see that the dollar is actually back on the rise here. We actually broke out of this channel, and we're retesting this previous trend line as support now. Let's see if we can hold it. If it can hold it, then yes. I got some targets right around 105 to 104 are going to be a little bit of resistance, but the dollar could very easily blast through these levels if the news on Tuesday, if the CPI comes in hotter than expected. I expect the dollar to surge back up. And you may wonder, why would the dollar go up if inflation is going up? Well, because if the inflation is going up, the market is going to price in advance that the Fed is going to hike rates more than they anticipated, which could mean maybe 6% target rate, right, instead of the 5% that they've been saying. All right, let's take a look at commodities before we take a look at the indices, because I really want to dive into looking at gold and silver. And you guys can see that I was talking a little bit about a bear flag potentially playing out here for gold, and that's kind of what's happening right now. We kind of broke out of the channel already, and now we retested this previous support as resistance, confirming a potential continuation of the trend right here. And I expect gold to probably come back down here to 1803, where I might start a long position. As you know, it might be the test that gold needs to prove that it's in a bull market. But if the dollar keeps surging like it's going to, then gold is probably going to make even lower lows here. We might even come back down to 1724. I would not be surprised at all. Let's take a look at silver. Again, silver kind of doing a similar thing to gold, but not a bear flag. It's kind of just bleeding down here into this support zone right around $22.19 all the way down to $21.36. But if it could get to the lower end here, I might even inch into some silver stocks. Well, we'll see. I'll keep you guys up to date here. Not too much price action on silver, although it can be very volatile sometimes, as you guys can probably tell. Yeah, I think this was like a 9% pump in silver one day. Let's take a look at natural gas. Long awaited bounce here. A nice little potential W pattern here on natural gas. We really need to clear the $2.63 level. If we can get above that and hold it as support, then yes, I could potentially see that this could be a bit of a local bottom for nat gas. We could probably retrace to about $3 to even $3.50. I already have some fibs drawn out here for you guys. Let's take a look at the UNG very quickly. Again, the UNG is a United States Natural Gas Fund, and from where you take your swing high to your swing low, and just a 0.236 retracement would bring you back to a big 27% pump, and would bring you back to right around this area. But a lot of people are calling for but potential 618 to 668 retracement, which is like a 94% pump, which wouldn't be crazy because everyone is just piling into shorts right now on natural gas, expecting nat gas to keep falling because the fundamentals are so bearish. And sometimes that is the case, right? Because nat gas has been falling since December and has been falling non-stop, right? It's down more than 65% in 2 months, but nothing goes down in a straight line. Everyone is just so bearish. It just sometimes that contrarian play is exactly what you need. And we can see that we finally closed our first weekly candle in the green. Wow. Just wow, look at that big drop again. This was a crash in nat gas. This was not a downtrend. This was a crash in the price. And now I mean, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles in a row that have been so bearish. And now, you know, a retracement back to potentially $4 is not out of the world, although it is a 57% pump. But I could definitely see at the bare minimum that we come back to this previous low here right around $3.50, which is your retracement back to $3.46. So this would be about a 32% move depending on where you're entered. But yeah, overall this should be a very nice trade to enter if you could probably get around the lows. Let's see how everything plays out next week. It's still very early. You know, we've been getting rejected consistently from that 20 EMA. We finally got above it again. We ran into the 50, got rejected again. Now we're above the 50. We are closed above the 50, but what we want to do is hold above the 50, and then you can start to take a look at the 100 and then the 200, which is all the way up here at $3.40. All right, let's take a look at oil. Oil again, getting a very nice move towards the upside here. Actually, like closing a little bit above this resistance level. I guess you could pull it up or bring it down, whatever you want. You could say we closed underneath here, but if you know we reset the chart, then yeah, it's you closed over. But I would actually adjust it right here up to these wicks. I actually play very nicely. Actually, it makes the chart look a little bit better. I think I may have moved it by accident one time, but whatever fits the chart the best, that's what you want to do. But if oil keeps pumping, then yeah, the top of this channel will probably be my target right around here, $83.51. But you're gonna run into some resistance right around this level, around 82 bucks is gonna be where I could potentially start to look to take a short. But if oil keeps pumping towards the upside and it keeps going non-stop and we get back up to maybe $93, then yeah, I'm gonna get into a very heavy short on oil. And again, I know you guys probably take a look at my trades inside the Discord. For those of you who are gold members, yes, I am still short ExxonMobil. You guys can take a look. We are still in the top of this channel right here. We have just been hammering it, and we've been hitting the lows as well. And on the weekly time frame, let me reiterate, we have a massive bearish divergence on oil, and I still expect oil to come back down to $65 a barrel, which means those oil stocks will eventually get a big pullback. And the reason I'm seeing $65 a barrel is because I expect the economy to turn into a recession eventually. But yeah, the charts are just lining up with the fundamentals right now. So let's just wait and see, be patient, and then you'll get rewarded. Let's take a look at the indices now. Finally, again, getting a very nice bounce on the S&P today. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Again, ended up actually breaking down. I think it was one of the only indices that closed in the red today, down 0.61% here, but on Wanda it was actually down 0.89, and that could probably be associated with a lot of the tech stocks selling off today. You guys, there's a lot of blood in tech stocks today, especially Tesla down more than 5%. Wow, 5% move down on Tesla. It's probably going to come back down and try to hold this previous level here as support right around 190. If it can't hold that level of support, then I expect a potential breakdown back down to 165. And again, you guys probably know we are in a trade on Tesla, so if we come back down to here, that'll be a nice little 14% gain. I'll keep you guys up to date on that. And let's take a look at some other charts as well. Again, we have a short on AMD. I think we got in right around 85 if I'm not mistaken, so we're nicely in the money on that. We have a lot of short positions given the current market conditions, but don't be surprised if we see the S&P pump up to 4,300. I would not be surprised at all if we get up to this level and then we chop sideways for a few weeks and then eventually get a big rollover back towards the downside. It will kind of come into that the theory that I had, like the Alibaba theory, where we break out of that major trend line that we've had, the mother of all trend lines. And then let's take a look at the Baba stock right here. You guys can take a look. There we go. When we kept hammering and hammering it and hammering it, and eventually we broke out of it, right? And then the rally started, and we kept everyone was very euphoric, and then we came back up to that previous resistance here. I think it was resistance here as well. We just couldn't hold above it, and then what happened? You came back down and you made new lows before finding your true bottom. And that's what could be happening for the S&P. We could very easily start to climb up, right? Everyone thinks the rally is going to keep going, and that's it. This is it. We're going to go back to new all-time highs. And then the market starts to roll back down and we make new lows. We come down to 3,400, which is basically the previous all-time high, or sorry, it was the all-time high before the COVID crash. And then you find your bottom here, or right around 3,200. I still have some targets down there as well, from this pivot high to this pivot low. It would be a very nice target as well. It could very easily come down to here. We could wake back up and do something like this and then hold, and then you can start to go back up when they start QE again, depending on how quickly the economy slips into recession. And again, I know the unemployment rates are falling right now, and everyone's saying, how could there be a recession with such low unemployment rates and such big job gains? Well, if you guys look at history, right before this giant spike in unemployment is at an all-time low right before it spikes. Just look at the history. I don't have the charts in front of me. I'll probably share it in the Discord tonight, but I think that's enough for today. If you guys want to join the Discord and have that weekly market recap with me, feel free to join. All members are welcome. Love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. We're actually at 14,000 subscribers. Keep hitting that like button. I love you all, and peace.